In today's video, I will be giving my top 3 techniques on creating a painterly art style using my iPad Pro with the program Procreate. When blocking in colors, you want to focus on the shape and form of the illustration primarily, but you also want to see how your colors are going to harmonize together in the illustration. So for this one in particular, I was mainly going for a pink vibe, and I wanted to make sure all of the other colors that I put in the illustration either complemented it or contrasted against it, but in a nice way. My brush of choice in Procreate is Anemone. I don't know if I pronounced that right, so I'll just drop it in the screen, but it's under basics, and I like it because the direction slightly changes as I paint, and it's a mixture of a rectangle and a circle, so it's basically an ellipse, and it allows me to give that texture of a painterly effect without having to work too hard for it. I also enjoy the pressure sensitivity of the brush settings, but if you are working with a stylus that does not have pressure sensitivity, you can always lower the opacity of the brush. You just might have to go over the area a few times to make it as opaque as you would like it to be. During this step of my process, I am also figuring out the lighting with environmental and ambient, and I'm also figuring out undertones that I want in the skin and complexion. So you're going to see me make a lot of decisions, quick ones. I don't really dwell too long on it because I feel like that'll be too stalled, but I'm experimenting with colors, I'm experimenting with the lighting to figure out what is going to help me convey what I want in this illustration and make it visually pleasing. You're also going to see me flip the canvas a lot, and if you haven't heard of this tip, I am a true believer in flipping the canvas. Whenever I don't and I check it towards the end, I usually regret it. So flipping the canvas allows your brain and your eyes to see your drawing in a new light, and you're able to catch mistakes or revisions that need to happen in a way that you wouldn't be able to see it if you didn't flip it. So it's almost like tricking your brain into looking at it in a different way so you can make those revisions and those tweaks. You want to do this in the earlier stages and not when you are more committed to what you have down. So right now, I'm not really committed to anything. I'm very much in a lucid state. So if I see something I don't like, I can cover it up and not have too much anxiousness or anxiety behind it. Now we are entering what is considered the ugly phase of the process. This is where you have to trust the process of working big to small. At this stage, I have merged my sketch layer with my flat colors, and I am painting in a layer directly on top. Yes, I said painting. We are not smudging, we are not using the airbrush tool at all. Now, I know some of you are a little bit panicked and you're trying to ask without asking, how are you going to blend without using the smudge brush in Procreate? And the answer is to use colors to shift from one value or shade to the other. Now, at this stage, you should be zoomed out of your illustration. And this is going to help you make sure, one, that you're not rendering in just one area and leaving other ones underdeveloped, but two, to make sure that you are getting that depth that you are looking for by changing those colors, because the sooner you catch it and work on it and change it, the better. And what you should notice is as you're bouncing around and going to different areas of your illustration, that your brush strokes and your color shifts will start to add that texture that you are looking for. So in this phase is where you will start to use your brush strokes to blend and add that traditional look instead of it being super rendered, super smooth, gradient. We don't want that. We want a bit of grunge. We want a bit of texture. We want to see the change because by leaving that little bit of texture there, your eyes and your brain does the blending for you. So I think it's a pretty cool effect for this art style. If you made it this far in the video and you are liking the content that you see, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. A little goes a long way with helping this channel grow and being able to show more, do more, create more with my community. So thank you so much for making it this far in the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. The rendering stage is usually the last stage for me, and this is where I clean up any transitions that I feel like could be a little bit smoother or add those smaller, more refined details that we talked about ignoring in the earlier stages. So this is when you're able to zoom in, really work on the areas that you want to be the focal point of the piece. This is also where, in my opinion, references and real life photos can make or break your illustration. If you're going for a renderly art style, I would also go ahead and assume that you want it to be realistic or believable to some extent, and that is where real life reference photos, as well as maybe an artistic reference of your favorite artist, can help to give you that information that you need to tie everything up in a nice bow. So to quickly summarize my 3 techniques when it comes to the painterly art style, my first technique is to start off very loose and rough with a flat layer, but also not too flat because I'm figuring out the shape and the form of my illustration. And when I work on top of it, I am strictly painting and color picking. I'm not smudging, I'm not using any airbrush, I'm really not even changing the brush. I stick to one brush throughout this entire process. I use a pencil brush to sketch and then I'm painting after that. And I just change the size of the brush as I go. Another thing that I use is high contrast. So if I want my character to be, or my illustration, if I want my focal point to be very bright, then I make sure that I have the background as dark, or vice versa. So for the hair, you will see that to help separate the puff from the background, I went over the edges and kind of gave a rim light. Is it realistic? No. Is it pretty? Yes. So that's what I did. My third technique would be to use pressure sensitivity to your benefit. Whenever I need it to blend or transition, I just lighten my strokes a bit and then switch the colors, and then I added more pressure to help give that transition. I feel like I use transition a lot, but that's okay. You guys get it. But yes, use pressure sensitivity to your benefit, and it does a lot of the work in the blending for you. If you found any of these techniques and tips helpful, or if there's something that I forgot to mention in the video, please feel free to comment down below. Again, you can also hit that like button, subscribe if you want more content from me. But thank you so much for tuning into today's video, and until next time.